if you like gospel, if you're an open-minded Christian, if you're not a stick in the mud, go to a gospel rap concert. Yes, I am promoting gospel rap. Go to a gospel rap concert and have fun. Go to Dr. Sophia Gibson if she ever has a worship night. It will be promoted here because I am going to go support my sister from another mister.
Welcome to the Nick Speaks podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community. Tune in every Tuesday, and don't forget to subscribe. And now your host, Nicholas Comstock.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the brand new episode of Nick Speaks, the podcast where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community about the issues that matter to the disabled the most. And we speak up, speak out, and speak loud about everything else in between. I am your host, Nick Comstock. You guys, I am so glad you are starting your Tuesday with me. Whether you're starting it with me or ending it with me, or you're somewhere in the middle, maybe you're on your lunch break, listening at work. I think that's an awesome way to spend your lunch break, listening to the Nick Speaks podcast. So if you're here on your lunch, I hope you're having some Taco Bell minus the lettuce, but I hope you're having some Taco Bell because that's Nicholas's favorite is Taco Bell, which I haven't had in a long time. But whether you're having Taco Bell or you're washing the dishes or you're starting your day with me, thank you for being here. I so appreciate it. You guys, today, this is going to be a fun episode. I've got several things to tell you that I've done over the weekend. Not several, I overstated that. I had a really, really great weekend, and that's what this episode is all about. And I just can't wait to share it with you, so I'm going to jump right in. So on Friday morning, I went to the chiropractor for the first time in 7 years. And I have been having unbelievable back pain. And when I would go to lay down in my bed, I would just scream for 15 or 20 minutes. And I went into my chiropractor, who is now my chiropractor, for the first time. And I don't know what he did. Well, I know what he did, but whatever he did, it has taken my back pain at night from a 10 to a 6. And I have always been a big fan of chiropractors. I've been going since I was like maybe 17 years of age, and they've always helped me immensely. Something I want to talk about a little bit is a lot of physical therapists that I've talked to, they're not a fan of chiropractors. And I would honestly like someone that is not a fan of chiropractors, especially if you're a physical therapist, come on the show and tell me why. Did you have a bad experience? Have a lot of your patients have had a bad experience with chiropractors? Tell me why, because every physical therapist that I've ever dealt with has said, I'm not a fan of chiropractors, and I am a huge fan of chiropractors. Like I said, I've been going since I was 17. I had to stop for a period of time because I didn't have a Hoyer lift that I could take with me. And as you guys know, I just got the Most Smart 150 portable patient lift. And this is the first time that we use it, which was on Friday. And I, I can just tell you, I feel 10 times better. Like my hips are not tight anymore. When I get up out of my chair for the day, my back pain went from like a 10 to a 6 because literally, guys, I would sound like the Tasmanian devil for like 20 minutes. I would be like, I even did it while I was on the table at the chiropractor because the pain was so bad. So he's going to be really happy to hear that I have now gone from like a 10 to a 6 when it comes to my back pain. And I'm just really giving glory to God over it. And I'm thankful that I have the most Smart 115 portable patient list to do appointments like this. I'm also in talks to finally get my sleep study redone, and so that I can get better night's sleep, because your boy doesn't sleep well at all. And I slept well for an entire week when I was on the CPAP, and then they never sent me the right equipment afterwards, and I kept calling them and they did nothing about it. So I ended up losing the machine because I couldn't use the equipment I still had. And so I'm trying to get that rescheduled, because now I have a safe way to get transferred on to the bed and we don't have to worry about that. So that was the first part of my weekend. Friday, I went to the chiropractor and it was just awesome. And then this is what the crux of the episode is about, because I had a culture shock this past Friday night. So, one of my best friends in the world, Hezekiah, is in a gospel rap group called Cloud 95. And he told me back several months ago that he was going to have a show with a couple other gospel rap artists at a one church in Columbus, Ohio. It's in Gahanna, and it was going to be on July 31st. And I said, I'm going. I'm there, because I've known that he's had a gospel rap group for at least a couple of years. And, I was always taught growing up that Christian contemporary is bad. Hell, I was taught that Southern gospel was of the devil. Okay. And if you're a Christian, a born again Christian, and you grow up in the South, you know that Southern gospel is where it's at. Even if you didn't grow up in the South and you're a born again Christian and you grew up on Southern gospel, you know that is some of the best gospel music in the world. And for those of you who don't know what Southern gospel is, and you are a born again Christian and you've never heard of Southern gospel, you're missing out. But growing up, I was taught that the only songs we should sing are in the hymn book, and CCM and Southern gospel are bad. CCM stands for Christian Contemporary. And certainly there's no such thing as gospel rap, because according to the old time Christians, you can't put something from the world into the church and then call it Christian. And a lot of people believe that rap is of the devil and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a white boy. I'm not into like rap and stuff like that. I don't listen to Jay-Z. I don't listen to Drake. I don't listen to 50 Cent, which he's in prison right now, so he's not making music. Is it 50 Cent? Yeah, I think so. If 50 Cent's not in prison, I'm sorry, but I think it is him. But anyway, so I had a huge culture shock on Friday. Talking about going to this gospel rap concert. And one of the other reasons I went is because one of the participators in the show was going to do an open worship set before the gospel rap artist got on stage. And she's a really good friend of mine. Hopefully she's going to come on the show. And her son, Miles the Great, that's his rap name. Her son, Miles the Great, was one of the last rap artists of the show. And his sister, Maya Gibson, managed the whole thing, set up the whole thing at one church. And it was just a great experience. And Dr. Sophia Gibson, she's a doctor of counseling. She's not a doctor of medicine. She's a doctor of mental health. And hopefully she's going to be on the show very soon because we're going to talk about fear in the church. And so hopefully I can get her to come on the show very soon. Dr. Sophia Gibson is one of the most gifted worship leaders I have ever heard in my life. And I heard her for the first time Friday night. Her and I actually used to go to church together. She still goes to the same church. I do not on a regular basis. And, but I had never really heard her sing, although she had been on the front line at the church that we used to go to together. She didn't really have any solos, which after hearing her Friday night, shout out to my former church. You guys are missing out on something because Dr. Sophia Gibson is one of the best vocalists I have ever heard. And so she opens up in worship, and it was just an amazing experience. And then we had um, different gospel rap artists come on. And so I think through the entire night, although one of my best friends, Hezekiah, is in Cloud 9-5, one of my favorite artists the entire night was Cordell Glass. I don't know why. There was just something about his stage presence that I really enjoyed. Something about his music. I could actually understand some of it. Which was a lot of the problem with rap in general. I can't understand some of it. Y'all bumping and grinding and hey and doing all the fist pumping stuff, and you're dancing and the music is pumping, and I'm just like, okay. And it kind of made me uncomfortable. I told Sophia afterwards, I said, I feel like I'm the only white guy in the building. And then I met another white guy named Josh. And so we were the only two white people in the building, but it was so much fun. But I did not understand half the words that they said, any of them. Cordell Glass, Miles the Great, Cloud 9-5. I didn't understand half the words they said. Now, my friend Hezekiah, who's a part of Cloud 9-5, saw me dancing in the crowd. So he said, I see Nick. That's about the only thing I understood was I see Nick. But let me tell you, it was such a good time. The energy was palpable. The worship set from Dr. Sophia Gibson was incredible. In fact, I would encourage one church in Gahanna area to just invite Dr. Sophia Gibson to do a whole half hour of worship. She will wreck the place. She really will. I mean, she did what she do? She did like one or two songs, and she had people in tears. She had people on the floor worshiping God in a way that really all worship leaders should be able to do, but you're not able to do that if you're not close with God. And she was just amazing. Cloud 9-5, I love you. I don't understand half of what you said. Cordell Glass, I love you. Miles the Great, I love you. Go check out all these people. Their music is everywhere, I think. And I know I'm going to get my church people coming at me saying rap shouldn't even be, gospel and rap don't go together. Well, according to some people, neither does pineapple on pizza, but y'all like it. So, I mean, just stop. It, if the gospel transforms somebody through a rap song and it causes them to give their heart to Jesus, and because of that rap song, they give their heart to Jesus and they give their life to him. Because of that rap song, they will never know what hell looks like. And hey, I'm all for it. Now my Baptist parents would probably be like, "Oh my gosh, Nick went to a gospel rap concert? What?" Yes, I did. And it was so much fun. But I have to talk to you guys also about Cordell Glass, his wife made the most amazing zucchini bread, and she was there selling it. And Cordell, if you listen to this, and I'm going to make sure you do, I went up to your wife afterwards and I said, "Are you the one that made the bread?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Honey, if you weren't married, I'd steal you because the bread was just that good." I mean, I only had a sample of it, and I will be calling to order a whole loaf of zucchini bread or banana pudding cake or whatever she sells, because I only needed that one little sample of zucchini bread to sell me. And she told me, she said, "Don't call and flirt with me though, because I have a husband." I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'll be respectful and everything, but just know that if you weren't married, I'd steal you just because of the zucchini bread." And I heard the banana bread is good too, so I might get both. She has really cheap um, prices. I just I could not I wasn't able to buy it that night. But let me tell you, you know what I should have done? I should have bought some of that zucchini bread instead of wasting money on that food truck. But anyway, there was a food truck out there, and I don't know what the food truck is called. Maya, the wonderful event planner, ordered that food truck, and they had barbecue chicken, jerk chicken, and fried plantains and seafood mac and cheese, which I don't like mac and cheese anyway. And then putting seafood on top of it, why are you ruining seafood? Whatever. But they had fried plantains, which I love, and I love barbecue chicken, and I love jerk chicken. Now I paid for me and my staff to eat at this food truck $31. We also got rice with it. Now the barbecue chicken and the jerk chicken, because my staff let me try his, was pretty good. But that rice, if you're African and you're out there listening to me, I think that was supposed to be jollof rice. If that was supposed to be jollof rice, that was the most bland jollof rice I've ever had. Now, if it wasn't jollof rice, the rice was just horrible altogether. So, Maya, honey, I know you're going to be listening to this. So, the next time you do a Cloud9 5 event and you get a food truck, can we please do like a taco food truck? Uh, Nicolicious would appreciate it. Okay. Um, because yeah, I love the chicken. I love the fried plantains. I could eat my body weight in fried plantains. I love them. Um, but let's do a taco truck instead, okay? That would be great for your boy Nicolicious. Now, if you want to do another truck when Nicolicious is not there, that's fine. But let's do a taco truck from now on. Especially when Nicolicious is down. And I have to thank um Dr. Sophia Gibson and her family, because they picked up my ticket, and so I didn't have to pay for it. I really appreciated that. And the funny thing was at the chiropractor appointment, they asked me, they said, Nick, do you do any exercise? And I said, no, because I really don't. The only exercise I do is putting my hand to my mouth when I'm eating. Um, but let me tell you, that night I did plenty of exercise because I was, hey, hey, moving all around. Even with my sore body from the morning after the night after my morning chiropractor appointment, I was moving around doing hey, jumping around, having all. Well, I wasn't jumping around because then that would mean that Benny Hinn was probably down if I was jumping around. Anyway, but yeah, so to answer my chiropractor's question, yes, I did exercise at the Cloud 9-5 event that I was at. And I will tell you, it wasn't a lot of people there, but it was a nice, intimate gathering. You know, thank God I wasn't told, you can't sit in the fire aisle. You can't do this. You can't do that. I was so grateful that I didn't have anybody telling me I can't sit here. I can't do this because we were all standing up, bumping and jiving anyway. So, well, we all weren't. I wasn't. But it was just, listen, if you have a chance, if you're open minded, if you're not one of these people where you're like, we have to sing Blessed Assurance, Jesus is mine all the time, or we have to sing Down at the Cross, or we have to sing what's another one? It Is Well With My Soul. And these are all great songs. If you're open minded enough to say, you know what, I want to go experience that. I want to know what that's like. Go to a Cloud 9-5 concert. Go to a place where Cordell Glass is performing. Go to a place where Miles the Great is performing. That's his rap name. Go to a place where Dr. Sophia Gibson is performing. If you're just able to open up your, and they had praise dancers too, which I don't really understand the point of the praise dancers. I mean, I know David danced before the Lord and he danced completely naked. All he had was his underwear on, I think. Which is kind of interesting. But I don't really understand the purpose of a praise dancer. Never have really understood it because maybe it's because I didn't grow up in that environment. That's probably what it is. I grew up where we sang the second and third verse of the 5 to 10 songs that the song leader selected every week, and that was it. And we weren't allowed to do any like uh cool chords or jazzy chords or anything like that. We didn't even have a drum set in our church growing up. Because a drum set in a church is of the devil. And, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is how I grew up. But the experience of it, I want to go to another Cloud 9-5 concert, but I need some more white boys to show up because I refuse to be the only one. So, listen, I'll keep, you know what? And this is a personal invitation to Cloud 9-5. Come on my podcast, promote your stuff. I loved it. Like I said, I didn't understand a word you said, half of it. I was just over there doing this, dancing, having a good time. But I really enjoyed it. And maybe I can get some free zucchini or banana bread out of the deal. I told the sweet lady who did the zucchini bread that one thing that would totally be chef's kiss would to put some cream cheese icing on it, because I literally, to be honest with you, I think you could put cream cheese icing in a leather shoe and I would eat it. I mean, it would be that good, to be honest. I love cream cheese icing. So, man, I had a culture shock this weekend. It was so much fun. I would say to the rap artist, for plain white Midwestern boys like me, maybe you should have the lyrics of what you're saying on the screen, although I'm legally blind, so that advice does nothing for me. Um, or maybe you could read me the lyrics to your song before your next concert, so I don't have to worry about understanding what you're saying. I just get the gist of the song. They also had a lady who did spoken word there, and I don't remember the name of her, the name of her, but it was good. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't listen to over half of it because I was going around talking to people. So the MC for the night, I don't even remember his name, but I do know he was a little extra. He was like, "All right, guys, I'm so glad to be here. And oh my goodness, Dr. Sophia Gibson, you've just had me in a puddle of tears." Well, get yourself together, because you're not allowed to be in a puddle of tears and you being an MC. So I'm going to need you to get yourself together. All right. And oh my goodness, can we just give a ministry clap? First of all, what is a ministry clap? Like, I mean, can we just give a clap of praise? Can we just say, can we stop all the churchy talk? Can we just say, can we give an applause to the amazing gift? Or can we put our hands together? What happened to that? But we always have to, the problem with church people is we always have to be churchy with everything. It can't just be normal. Like, we can't applaud a special at church anymore because, see, I grew up applauding specials and people who do like great things in the church. And then I went to some of the deadest churches in Ohio and they don't applaud anything. And the reason is, well, we don't applaud men. Why? You don't applaud them for a good performance? Like, even if it was half decent? Like, that's not applauding man. That's just saying, hey, we appreciate the work you did. So, like, I mean, I understand if the performance like sucked, no, nobody not applauding. This whole idea, we we can't applaud man. And so then there are churches that applaud, but then they say we don't applaud the man, we applaud the Jesus within him. Well, how does Jesus know? I mean, Jesus knows everything, but like, the guy that you're applauding is going to be, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're not getting that thanks from Jesus. So why are you wasting time applauding the Jesus within somebody? Why don't you just applaud the person who sung the special and be like, we appreciate this person for their gift, for the gift that God is giving them, and all that stuff. Why do we have to be so over churchy about everything? I don't understand that. But anyway, so this was all to tell you about my Cloud 9 5 experience. And I'm going to tell you guys, please go listen. Just please. I think they're on Spotify. I think they're on all platforms. Look them up on YouTube. Look them up here. Look up Cordell Glass. I keep mentioning Cordell Glass because I want some free zucchini bread and banana bread and zucchini cake and whatever else his wife is willing to make for me. I want some free stuff. So I'm trying to promote Cordell Glass as much as possible. And if Cordell Glass is not the one that is not the one that his wife made the food, well, then could you buy me my body weight in the zucchini bread from the person who did make the food, Cordell, please? Anyway, um, so it was just so fun. I know I'm saying it over and over again, but I took my staff with me, which was, great because my staff usually they take me to my events and they kind of sit in the car. But I told my staff and I was like, do you want to go to this concert with me? And he was like, yes, boss. Yes, boss. I want to go. So we were dancing, having a good time. And that's what I want from my caregivers. I want my caregivers to come do life with me, to see me outside of their job duties and we had a blast. We really did. And so thanks to Miles the Great, uh I think my favorite song of the night was we took a 15-minute intermission to go out to the food truck. And so my staff and I are sitting out there eating. They had a beautiful outside set up to eat. And Maya comes out and says, hey, my brother Miles is about to go on. So we're like, okay, we'll hurry up. He was the last performance of the night, which honestly, why would you put the headliner on at the last performance of the night? Unless Cloud 9.5 was the headliner. Then why did you put Cordell on first? I don't know. But so Miles was the last performance of the night. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to talk to Miles. But I know Miles, I know Miles' family personally, so I could, talk to him whenever I want. But my favorite song of the night was this song, Up, Up. It was like I was coming in. He was like, this song, he had already done one song, and he was like, this next song, I'm going to need y'all to help me with. And it's called Up, Up. And man, it was just, I wish I could play it for you guys. It was so fire. I love it. I absolutely love the song Up, Up. But yeah, so take it from me. If you like gospel, if you're an open-minded Christian, if you're not a stick in the mud, go to a gospel rap concert. Yes, I am promoting gospel rap. Go to a gospel rap concert and have fun. Go to Dr. Sophia Gibson if she ever has a worship night. It will be promoted here because I am going to go support my sister from another mister. I'm telling you right now. Um, it was just an experience. And this is why I wanted to step away from the disability field indefinitely, because I wanted you guys to hear my experiences outside of disability. And this was so much fun. So you have some homework this weekend or this week or this weekend, whenever you decide to do it. Check out Cloud 9.5 wherever you get your music, and check out Miles the Great. Check out Cordell Glass. And I am going to see if I can get the lady who did the amazing zucchini bread to come on here and promote her business and tell how she started it and what happened with that. Because that zucchini bread, it'll change your life. Because the little sample I just had changed my life. And I will be ordering a bunch of cakes from her. Like, if I go broke, and I call you to help me with my rent, it's because I was investing in this awesome zucchini bread. Okay. And you can't get mad at me, because once you become a big back, you never go back. That's kind of redundant. That's kind of redundant, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I think zucchini bread is going to become my drug of choice. But yeah, it was a great weekend, and I'm finally glad that my back is not killing me as much now, thanks to the chiropractor. Oh, and that's another thing. If you're a physical therapist who is against chiropractic care, come on my show. I want to talk to you about it, and I want to find out why. So you can email me at nickspeaksofficial@gmail.com, and we can talk about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Me talking about my Cloud9 5 experience and me being the only white guy in the room. Well, two of one. And I think there was a white girl in the room too. But I think there were 3 white people in the room total. And it just kind of I know Eminem, however you say his name, the white rapper Eminem. I know he's white, but he's kind of hood white. So I mean, yeah, there's that. So anyway, check out gospel rap. I think you'll enjoy it, because I know I did. I'm not going to say that I'm going to sit here and listen to it on a regular basis, because I'm not, because I'm going to need to know what they're saying. But yeah, listen, don't be so closed-minded. Have a new experience. Have something, do something out of the ordinary. I think that's why people struggle with depression a lot, is that they do the same thing over and over again. And there's no spontaneity. There's no excitement. There's no change of pace. And going to a gospel rap concert was definitely a change of pace for me. And I really, really enjoyed it. So check out all the great people I mentioned: Cloud9 5, Cordell Glass, Miles the Great, Dr. Sophia Gibson, if you can find any of her music anywhere. Hopefully she will be on my podcast very soon to talk about mental health in the church and all that stuff. And you might become a fan of gospel rap. And if you do, you can thank your Uncle Nicolicious. Thanks. Thanks for joining me on this podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day and had a great day. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I would love to hear your opinions on today's podcast. Please feel free to drop them down in the comments below, or email me at nickspeaksofficial@gmail.com. And we will talk soon. This is the Nick Speaks Podcast, the podcast where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community and everything else in between. I'm your host, Nick Comstock. Have a great week. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nick Speaks Podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud for the disabled community. If today's conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a new episode. You can find Nick across all platforms by visiting his link tree in the show notes. And please leave a comment to join the conversation. Until next time, keep speaking up, keep speaking out, and keep speaking loud.